But as of now, let's just stick with college and let's talk about one of our more favorite segments here, Mount Rushmore, with John, Nick, and Michael.
Yep.
The 4 best players from our favorite college, football players.
Okay.
Michael, you want to start us off?
Yeah, sure. So obviously, I think we all know my favorite college is UCF.
Yeah.
So I have 2 honorable mentions when I was doing this. It's Shaquem Griffin because of his amazing story
Yeah.
with his hand and making it to the NFL. It's awesome. And then my other honorable mention is Latavius Murray. He made it to the Pro Bowl one of his seasons.
Mhm.
But I'm going to start with my number 1. This is kind of going to be like a future pick. I see Gabe Davis being a great wide receiver for NFL. He is he did great fantasy wise. Just to put that out there.
Yeah, he did
very,
good.
great fantasy.
I mean,
wise.
despite that,
great.
he was one of the best wide receivers
Yeah.
at UCF.
And he goes off in the playoffs too. Like
Yeah.
last season, he did amazing. This season, he did like how many yards? He got over 100 yards his last game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But that's my first one. My first pick is Gabe Davis. My second pick, Matt Prater. Hey, he's
That's
a
fair.
2-time Pro Bowler, and he's been a starting kicker since 2008 in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I think
Great for fantasy as well.
great for fantasy as well. He's always like, if my kicker's on bye, I pick up Matt Prater.
Yeah.
Every year, that's usually what it is. My next one, Blake Bortles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we
Go
go.
right,
Yeah, we
That-
expected that one.
Yeah.
That 2017 playoff run in the AFC Championship. He has thrown for 17,000 yards, 103 touchdowns. And he's the 3rd overall pick in the 2014
Yeah.
draft. So
Is he retired now?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, he would like being like 3rd string, 2nd string,
Yeah.
jumping around.
I'd love to see
a little
him
bit.
play in XFL, bro. Low-key.
Come to
But-
Orlando.
Yeah, come back to Orlando, you know?
But my final one, Asante Samuel,
Yeah.
Okay.
the defensive back, 4-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, and 2-time Super Bowl champ. Had to have him on my list. He's one of the greats out of UCF.
Owns the Jags.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a solid list for UCF.
Yeah.
That's actually really good. I'm surprised that Mikey Keene wasn't on there. But anyways, going forward, we're gonna have my favorite team, which is arguably like, I could say UCF, but also you have UCF, and I didn't want to be like that. And they're not actually my favorite college football team. My favorite college football team is the Tennessee Vols. So at the number 1 spot, well, there's no real numbers here, but who I'll say first, Peyton Manning. I
Yeah.
mean,
you can't go wrong with that,
Can't
bro.
go
you
wrong.
can never go
You
wrong
really
with Peyton
can't.
Manning. I mean, he leads most of all the records at
Mhm.
Tennessee for, offensive things. I think Hendon Hooker broke 1 or 2 this past season, but
Yeah.
I haven't done enough
Still
research for
like
that.
an all-time Tennessee great.
Yeah, exactly. He came second in Heisman votes, got snubbed.
Yeah.
Tennessee fans absolutely hate the Heisman voting. I don't know if you guys know this, but yeah, it's actually crazy they lost to a defensive player. But anyways, the second is going to be Reggie White,
Okay.
defensive end. All of his sack records have remained untouched for 30 years, all of them, which is actually insane. And he later became one of the greatest pass rushers of all time in the NFL.
Yeah.
So Reggie White, all-time great whenever he played at Tennessee, which this is what I based it off of. I based it off of when they played at Tennessee.
Yeah.
I could care less about
Oh.
NFL
Yeah.
See, I got it mixed up. I thought like best players that made
that came out of.
Yeah.
No.
That's my bad. I still stay with my list.
It's fine. I kind of want to revisit this later on anyways with like we kind of talked about it with players overall, like no matter what sport, which would be really fun to do.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, just based off their time at Tennessee, which is why my next pick is going to be Peerless Price. Peerless Price, he was on the 98 national championship team. He was a go-to receiver for Peyton and T. Martin. He also played in the NFL for 9 years. That's just to add on to that. But he was always a go-to guy. Think of him as kind of like the Jalen Hyatt of today, really. But after that, what was that? My third? Yeah. So my fourth is going to be Eric Berry.
Okay.
Eric Berry, safety, of course. He's a Jim Thorpe Award winner. And he actually won this, or he was a finalist for it this season before he won it. And the Tennessee Vols were 5-7 that season.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it was already insane that he was up there. He set so many records. He set the SEC record for most interception return yards in a season and a career. He also had 14 picks over his 3-year career at Tennessee. And he also became the highest paid safety at the time with the Kansas City Chiefs right after he signed.
Dang.
And Eric Berry is just he's a soldier. He's a
Yeah.
legend. Everything he's went through, all
Yeah.
the adversity, got through it.
That
He deserves
comeback
it.
game he had with the Chiefs.
One of the coldest openings
Yes,
in
bro.
a
That was
long time.
awesome. It literally gave me chills when I watched
Yeah.
that for the first time.
I know, bro. And as a Tennessee fan, dude, so many chills. One thing I would tell you guys, an honorable mention, Hendon Hooker. And I didn't put him on this list because it's not fair. But I will say he's an honorable mention for a Mount Rushmore because of the fact that he was a Heisman finalist. We haven't had a Heisman finalist in a long time. Despite him being fifth, he should have been over a few other guys, but I won't get into that. He did suffer the ACL tear, which completely ruined his chances for that, as well as the South Carolina game, which I don't want to get into. But it's honorable. It's an honorable mention because he brought Tennessee back. Tennessee feels like they're back. Tennessee had one of the best years they've had since 2001.
Yep.
Hendon Hooker has been that guy. He set records, a few of them. He can't really catch up to Peyton because he only played there for 2 years. But it's just an honorable mention to have Hendon there.
Yeah, that was a good list.
All right, yeah. For me, of course, it's the Florida Gators, and I just gotta get this off the table. Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Obviously.
one of the greatest,
Two-time Heisman winner.
one of the greatest quarterbacks to play college football, in my opinion. And right behind him, Emmitt Smith, one of the, NFL and college. Granted,
Yeah.
I think he was a little bit more successful in NFL, if I remember this right. Isn't he a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Yeah. Not to mention Lakeland boy as well.
Yeah.
Was it Lakeland or
Or
Barton?
Auburndale.
Yeah. Still Polk County boy, 863. I got to go with the killer guy, Aaron Hernandez. He was a killer in college.
Oh my god.
Can't go wrong with him. He helped Tebow and the whole 2008 squad to win a national championship. And I can't say more about the 2008 squad, man. They were just a real killer squad. And then I got probably the best quarterback Florida had in a while since 2008, Kyle Trask.
Wow.
Can't-
All time.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm just going by my opinion.
Wow.
I'm sure it's your opinion, but man, okay. Yeah, go
So
ahead.
yeah, broke records for Florida. Of course, not all, but he did break some records in Florida. And this a sensational 2020 year. Leading Florida to it was 2020 to the SEC championship. Of course, losing to Alabama, but still making it to the championship was good enough for me at least. But yeah, that's my pick, man.
Well,
Out of all the years they won national championships.
if you're going to be like a personal pick, personally, if I was you, I would have said the Pouncey twins or one of the Pounceys because they're great O-lines. Honestly, could be Hall of Famers, and they're out of Lakeland. So if I was you, that's who I would have put in one of the spots, maybe over Kyle Trask. But it's not a bad list at all.
Yeah, until we got to Kyle Trask. Anyways.
Okay.
Man, it's personal opinion, I guess, man. I can't wait to send this to the Florida Gator accounts, though. I kind of want to see what they think, for sure. But,
All right.
All right, John. That's going to end it for our Mount Rushmore.